And we're live.
We're rolling.
We are officially rolling. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Tech Guy, Some Guy podcast. My name is Carlos, alongside with
Rod.
and
Omar.
And we're basically the podcast where we talk about tech news, pop culture with random rants in between. And I think there's going to be a lot of random rants and pop culture this week.
It's going to be a Comic-Con heavy, not so much on the tech side, but I prefer it that way.
All right, well, let's see how it goes.
Oh yeah, we gotta add one thing.
Which one?
To you. The DJI, the new drone.
They sent me the email
When was that, today?
I'll let you know. Yeah, we can pull up.
No, I can pull it up because I got the email.
Yeah.
Pull it up.
So wait, we won't start with that, but okay. So we're gonna start off with a topic that kind of got short last week, which we should got.
Atmos?
The Atmos, yes.
Yeah, break that down for me. Like, because the way you made it sounded like 3D audio in a movie theater setting.
Yes. So we went to a screening years ago when yeah.
He's like, we did.
No, I did,
Yeah,
but I don't remember.
yeah. And it was for that movie with Johnny Depp where he goes into the machine, the robot.
Oh, yeah, Transcendence.
Yes, and that was one of the first times that movie had
Was that movie good?
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
I wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad either.
Would
But
you wait for it to go like on TNT or something?
yeah, I guess maybe even cable. But that was the first movie that they had mastered in the Atmos.
Yeah. Well,
And-
because they had others before.
Yes, but
You saw
like
Gravity.
this is what the actual you felt everything. You felt when the rocks were lifting. You thought you could feel the vibrations from the rock lifting around you just from the sounds. So since then, Dolby has gone to the next step. Not only completely continuing to enhance the audio, but also now they're doing it with the visual, with the actual color correction and just showing the vibrancies that the directors intend for their films to have, which fall short of most projectors because they're not as high calibrated. They don't have all the specs that they need. But Dolby Atmos Cinema has been changing it because they've, especially with AMC, they've partnered with a lot of different cinemas to create theaters within those theaters that are specifically catered for one thing. So the best way I can describe it is if you go to IMAX, you go for the big experience. You go to Dolby Atmos Cinema, you go for the purest experience, both on the audio and the visual side. So this is like cinephiles are going to enjoy the movies that come through here because the sound is amazing and the visual, the color, the contrast, just the shadows, the light, the vibrancy of the color is going to be the best you will ever see, even in your home system.
So it's kind of like they kind of managed to bring like almost like 4K to movie theaters. Like
Yes.
now we have that technology.
With
sense,
with the HDR color and everything like that.
That sounds nuts.
And like some of the things that we talked about last week, we just hit on, is like they customize every seat in that specific theater that they're going in there for, so the sound isn't blocked by
it's
big
for that
cushions. Specifically made for that seat.
Yeah.
So if you ever go to a theater that's IMAX, you're gonna see their big cushy.
Right.
If you ever go to the Dolby ones, the seats, the headrests are designed specifically different to kind of shape the head, so the ears can still catch sound that's bouncing around.
That sounds nuts.
Yes.
You know, I don't know if you ever had this. Did you ever have the problem that whenever you got a new television set or something, did you ever start watching your old movies again to see how it is?
Yeah.
That with that kind of movie theater, it's gonna make me want them to re-release stuff.
Yeah.
So I can see it again.
I mean, right now they're limited to a couple hundred throughout the U.S. Maybe right now they have a number specifically. They want to do a couple hundred throughout the U.S., but they don't have that many now. It's mostly in major cities or metropolitan areas because that's where the masses
Which
are.
we're lucky since we're in the
we,
tri-state area.
I mean, in Jersey alone, Garden State has it and Clifton now has it. So they have
Garden State has Atmos?
Yes, this one theater, Theater 1.
Theater 1, yeah.
Is the only theater.
Like when you go in.
Yeah, the one on the left.
Big one, and everything.
So this is Adi IMAX and this is the Dolby.
Yeah.
The very specific movies are played.
Yeah, Theater
now.
2 is IMAX. So
Theater
Theater 1 is Dolby IMAX.
Exactly. No, just not even IMAX, just Dolby. They
Really?
it has nothing to do with IMAX. So remember, IMAX biggest experience, Dolby purest experience.
Am I the only one like the first movie that comes to my head that I would want to see that is Interstellar?
That would be a great movie.
You know that like the way the sound plays in that movie.
Yeah.
I think it would be great to see it.
Oh, definitely. It's definitely one of those. Right now, currently the movie that's
I got
playing.
chills. I got chills thinking about that.
Thinking about
That
it.
movie that's playing there this week before it gets changed is Blade Runner 2049.
Okay.
That, you know what, none of us have seen it yet, right?
No. But that would be a good
The
choice to see it
critics,
on that.
you know what's funny? Bring it just to a quick point on that. Critics have been loving it. Audience has been saying it's a slow burn, but you will end up liking it at the end.
I think it's for people. I think a lot of people who haven't seen the first one, and people just going off like you got to see it, and they're like,
See, I was
That's what it seems like, but I don't know.
because the first weekend tally came up and it ended up being like 31 million or something like that, which is not a great number for
That's
150
not for the acclaim and the money that they were going for. No.
Right.
And
So
the cast.
That number
and the
usually
marketing.
goes down.
Yeah.
right.
Usually,
So it's-
sometimes you may get a spike that second week, but
yeah, exactly. So I'm kind of
I
like
think they wash.
hurting as to what's gonna happen with that.
I mean, I think there was an article about Variety, and one of the points I made that the reason it's hurting is because the movie's so long, so you can show less of screenings.
Right.
How long is it?
Almost 3 hours.
Yeah,
Like
almost 3
2
hours.
hours and 49.
They really
And
made
you need
it
like
into
that
a
20,
crime
30 minutes for
thriller.
them to clean the theater. So you're losing like 2 or 3 showings a day.
Right.
So that might be one thing that's hurting them from
Right.
actually being able to show more.
Well, believe it, that's funny enough. That's why they cut the longer version of BBS
Because of
for
that.
that reason.
Batman v Superman, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, well, yeah, runtime, because you can show more in a day.
Which I think we're
It's
finally gonna
shorter.
end up seeing it in the movie in here as well.
What?
Batman v Superman. That might be the
Oh,
first
the
official
Ultimate
one.
Edition.
Yeah,
I
because
have it.
and the only reason and the only thing I wanted to bring up is the projector we have in here is the sound card in the projector. I played.
Oh, so you figured it out.
I played different movies directly from my phone, with the audio coming from my phone to the actual sound system, loud as hell. It's from the projector that's the issue.
So basically, hooking up the sound system to the projector
Right.
is where the issue comes in. Okay.
But we could get around that, so that's not a problem. That's a
Alright,
problem
so that's one
that's
thing.
figured out and solved. So
Yeah.
that means we're gonna have the full
Just
theater
gotta-
review and the projector review by next week.
Yeah. Well, maybe
So, I mean,
we'll see.
time-wise, we'll see.
Time.
Full a lot of
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up next
so yeah,
week.
you mentioned in here iPic movies, theaters, what's that?
iPic. All right. So the nearest one is in Fort Lee. My brother-in-law took me and him and his fiance, and then me and my wife for her birthday, my wife's birthday, just go see Spider-Man: Homecoming. Man. So have you ever been to the AMC? I know you probably haven't been. The AMC dining theaters.
Yeah. There's one in East Orange or West Orange? West
Well,
Orange.
one because they just opened one over there in Riverside Square Park,
Okay.
Riverside Square Mall.
Yeah.
So it's like that, but like a lot better.
Nice.
So every time you go in, it's a pricey, but
I was gonna say, because that's like the AMC diners are pretty pricey as it is already.
This is a little pricey, but it's definitely worth it to go once. I'm not saying like you should sign up to go watch every movie because everybody not like that.
That's
This is the bottom row. When you get back here, it gets more intricate.
Oh.
So I sat in the more intricate rows. Yeah, I sat in that.
So yeah,
So
it is like
each-
the other one.
No, yes and no, because each one is like their own thing. So you have so it's 2 seats, a cocoon.
Is that pillows and blankets in there?
Yes. So that reclines all the way back. You got your comforter, or you got a blanket on. You just sit there watching the movie.
Oh, I'm not gonna sit there watching a
Popcorn.
movie if I have a blanket.
Popcorn is free, and then their food is off the hook. But you have to like pay
Yeah.
for the.
Yeah.
Wait, here's the important question. Does it have a liquor license?
Yes.
The only thing
Have
is
a
that
bar
I
downstairs.
would not advise that because it's really pricey and the drinks are really
Do you
weak.
take the blankets home?
Huh?
Do you take the
Nah.
blankets home?
They wash them.
Probably, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know what they do. I think my bad.
We didn't take
But
ours.
you see, wait, I like
we
to
didn't
point
take
out.
ours, but it was something.
I like how he's thinking. Yes, he's thinking of the details. But the other thing is that those are coupled. All the seats in the picture are
they're
coupled.
2x2.
So what happens if you want to go by yourself and you get with a stranger, and then you're gonna have like an incident where some guy's trying to grab you or some girl, and you're like, I don't know.
Not
you
because you
get
have
off
the.
Yo, you know what's funny? Like my dirty-minded self. That's actually one of those situations that popped in my head as he described it.
Sometimes I go to movies by myself because I want to be peace and quiet. And
Right.
what if like you get the couple up and you're like, dude, I don't know you.
I don't know you,
Get
son.
get
Why you
away.
putting your blanket on me?
Yeah.
No,
It's,
see,
it's a decent room between the 2 chairs, though.
yeah,
So-
but
I get-
I mean,
but I
like,
understand.
the chairs that are not.
I know.
and what about
Yeah.
the freaky situation? Because
Yeah.
there's way too much opportunity here for.
Yeah. You
See, you
mean-
were describing
So
it.
the best way to
look-
describe it for those who can't see it is like, you know how they have the private cocoons on the Highlander
I mean,
airplane?
you can't,
Basically like that.
I mean, it's not like I could get it in. You might get some finger popping or something.
Sounds like a challenge, bro.
Sounds like these guys.
See,
I'm not
no,
saying you
next
can't
time.
because there's people.
Look, I want you to play this back when we get a chance. While he was describing it, he was doing the lean back. Me and you were giving each other the look
Why is
of
he leaning?
like,
Why is he sliding in there?
like there was the look like, oh man, you know what's gonna happen in that
All right,
movie.
not to say that you can't, but it's probably easier to do the other things. That's
It might be a little bit more complicated too because there's people coming in not bringing food.
And that's why
I
I
don't-
said.
out of
That's why I
curiosity.
said it might not. It's like not that you can't, but it's not gonna be easy. The other one, I mean, you got a blanket on.
Now,
just be like,
now,
oh.
here's a question that I have because I know, right?
Look at us
question-
with seats next to me.
in Texas, the Alamo Draft House.
Oh,
Omar,
yeah,
I know
yeah.
you heard of it.
I've heard of it. I've never been to them.
Does it-
They're
does it
coming
have
to,
the
they're
same
coming
kind
to
of-
the East Coast.
I hope they do. Do they have that kind of mentality? Because Alamo Draft House, if anybody doesn't know, in Texas,
I forgot you
they
said.
will kick you out if you talk during the movie. It's made specifically for like
Well,
movie
we didn't
files.
have people really talking.
Okay.
But you know what the thing is?
You can't avoid that though in those theaters.
The cocoon part, it kind of like,
Blacks off sound.
kind of.
For a little bit. If you go to the AMC's, the reason I didn't go to AMC's to
Good.
watch movies I like,
Because their food sucks.
not only because the food sucks, because
That was about to be
it's
the question.
noisy.
Not
You're in
noisy.
there watching a movie and somebody's like, excuse me, can you explain with me what the menu is again? And you're like, man, I'm trying to watch this movie. I just paid like $20 for this movie and you're over here ruining
But
my
this
experience.
is a better version of that. Because
Is it
you got the
blocks
2x2, so guys over here. So you got to worry about people blocking your line
Alright,
of view to the
that's
thing.
what's up. I like
So
that.
like I said, it's definitely something to check out once, only
Alright.
because of the price.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Definitely, because it was like, man, I would come
Well,
back.
So it sounds
yeah,
more like an
yes, sir.
experience than anything
It is.
else.
It
Okay.
is.
I
It is.
definitely would be down to try
Yeah.
that. I'm just wondering what the other crazy scenarios could be because I'm like,
Well,
yo, it comes with a
more
pillow
reason
and
for
a
you to go
blanket.
to
You and your
kinda figure that
missus,
out.
yo, there's gonna be a lot of teenagers that's gonna be freaking in there
I don't think
I think you're gonna afford it.
if they can afford it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
sure.
Well, we'll see what happens. RJ's
Alright.
already starting today.
Yeah, he may be
Aww.
pretty binky out.
He spit the binky out. Okay, tell you what, you want to fill that in and me and him will figure something else out?
Alright, so
On to the
movie
next.
we did the iPic movie theaters. Okay, so they're going international.
Ooh, he went in.
Dolby's trying to do international. They have a couple, but they're gonna try to branch out. They want to get as many as they can out to the world. I don't know if they're specifically ever gonna build their own theater. Well, within their theaters, they have multiple little different theaters. Like,
Right.
But right now, they're teaming up with AMC and different other theater companies to make at least one theater within those.
You think it'll be better for them to license with the other theater companies and just be their own?
Ultimately, yes, because then you only have to worry about engineering and designing one room.
And that's it.
And then you can go in there. Because Dolby's one who went into that theater and designed
Right.
everything.
And let the
Designed
movie theater themselves handle the concession stands and all that
concessions, whatever.
crap.
All
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do is here.
That's it.
This
That's my job.
is a portion from the sales who would see this movie.
Done.
And then that's it.
I think that might be better for them.
For them, yeah.
Yeah, because the thing with Dolby is Dolby is legendary for their sound. Like, since
Yeah.
the 80s, since the 70s, wasn't it? Wasn't they the ones that got introduced that at for Star Wars?
I don't know.
THX? It was THX that got
THX.
Which is their product.
Yeah, which is their product, right? It was that. Yeah, so they've been around, like, Lord knows, since the beginning of the blockbuster era. So for them to focus solely on sound and maximizing the sound experience, I agree with them to make that kind of theater, but I don't think they should do their own movie theater thing. I think
No,
they should
yeah.
definitely, like, listen, we're gonna bring the technology. We're gonna license this out to you to use it in your movie theater, and that's it.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah.
it moving. I think that would be great because I would love to see that. If it's in theater one, I think that might be the one I'm gonna end up having to
Yeah,
go
definitely.
see.
I
Because
mean-
I'm gonna try that out. You tried it yet?
No. Like I just found out that was their theater for that. So
I
now
really
I'm
want
gonna
to try
check it
that.
out. I mean, I walked in once before when they were cleaning, but I actually never sat down. So I have to look into that myself. Go to one of those theaters. But from what everybody's saying, that is the future. If you're a cinephile, that's where you want
That's
to
where
be.
you
In.
want to go. But don't they have joints in New York though?
They do. They have
Yeah.
a couple of
Like
theaters in New York.
like not one theater,
Like
yeah.
the whole building.
or a floor
Okay.
or something.
I mean, they actually have their own theater. Right?
Yeah, yeah,
They
in
have
New
their
York, I
own
forget
in
where it
in their
is.
building, which is on the west side.
Well, that's
on
what
the
we
east
went
side.
to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what was the
Not
first
public.
movie
I don't know
that
that's
I
public
saw in
access.
IMAX.
Yeah, that was not public. What was that?
Do you remember what was your first movie you saw in IMAX? I'm trying to remember.
IMAX.
I was late for IMAX games.
Yeah,
Actual
me too.
theater.
I think
Was it Avatar?
I'm thinking it might have been Avatar, or I think it might have been The Dark Knight.
It might have been Avatar.
For me, it was either Winter Soldier or Dark Knight. I don't remember which one.
I'm pretty sure it was The Dark Knight for me, because I remember my mind getting blown. I think at the opening scene with the robbery scene when the guys are rappelling down from building to building.
Yeah.
I think that scene was like, holy crap! I think it was like one of those moments for me.
Yeah, but there's only certain movies that should be made in IMAX.
Yeah.
There's certain movies that you should be like, I could
Why?
have seen this. Yeah, I could
Why?
have seen this.
Matter of
anywhere.
fact, isn't there? Wait, wasn't it? The TV show that they did in IMAX. Inhumans, right? Yeah, whatever. Okay, keep it moving.
Bro,
Which is still coming. Which is still coming, by the way. I guess it's not
Is it?
canceled.
No, they don't have
Yo, you saw me. I'm like, we're gonna talk about something
Any
else.
reviews? I haven't heard anything
I
other
didn't
than.
want. I'm behind on. I'm behind on TV. Like I just caught up with Lucifer because it's funny. Tom Welling from Smallville.
Okay.
He's
Oh, yeah,
in,
he's in there.
He's in Lucifer this season. He plays the new police captain. I don't know. watch it.
Does it?
It looks really interesting.
Concept?
Well, it's
The devil needed a vacant.
It's a vertical
Yeah.
comic book.
That I heard about.
Yeah, so it's an interesting concept. He's a private investigator with LAPD.
He's like, I'm bored. He's like, I'm bored from
He has a
getting all
knack
these
for it.
souls.
He's
Well,
attracted-
yeah, he has a knack
He
for
has
it.
a knack for it. He's attracted to this chick who's immune to his abilities. His
Oh,
partner
nice.
is immune to his abilities, and
Isn't
he's
that the dilemma,
vulnerable when he's near her.
Oh, damn.
So it's a lot of it's an
They actually added some layers.
It's a lot of layers, but it's your atypical Fox cop show. Which, if you think about it, you got used to be.
They do a
Bones,
lot of cop
they
shows.
got a lot. You think about it,
You
like,
brought
lot
a
of
good point.
cop
All they
so
do is
it's
cop
like,
shows.
They do a
just
lot
crank
of
it out.
cops.
But it's a lot of layers and interesting parts to it. That they add.
So as long as they get it right, because they haven't gotten it right for a while.
It looks really good. It's on season 3.
We'll have to check it out.
What's the next issue?
Oh, I want to talk about the iPhone, man.
iPhone 8.
Yeah,
Let's bring it up.
So recently, it was when the iPhone 8 got released. There was a lot of Instagram and tweets about the battery swelling on the iPhone 8s and 8 Pluses.
Yeah.
And
Like
since then, we
cracked
haven't heard much about it. But from the images, the battery swells. It pops up in the screen. The screen's like semicircle.
Now-
When you don't have removable batteries,
That's
Yeah,
a big
so it
problem. Now,
happens.
the one thing I noticed, I think, is that they mentioned that it's only happening right now in China.
it's not a big thing, but people want to
But
make
it's,
it a thing.
but the big worry that I have is that it might just be a small blip right now,
Yeah.
but it could be very big.
It
very
could turn
big.
into a Note 7 thing. I doubt it would get to that level.
I think,
Who knows?
but I think every phone company who witnessed the Note 7 debacle is gonna make sure that doesn't happen to them. It's one of those situations that I'm like,
You would think
But
so.
that's
hope
not.
so,
But I
because
don't think that's
it just
something.
happened.
Yeah, but that's not
Well,
something
I'm talking about
that
the
can
scale.
happen though. I mean, I don't think it'll happen to that scale.
Yeah.
But every phone has had some kind of. I
Bug
mean,
and stuff like
every
that.
product comes out and they do research and analytics to specifically know how many replacements they're going to need
Yeah.
because they might fail.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause
Either
that
in
fresh off
transit-
the assembly,
Exactly,
that first batch
exactly.
off the assembly.
it's always a weird one.
So yeah, it's always those
like
issues.
this,
Yeah,
the thing
but-
is when it continues.
Exactly. See, and that's the thing that happened with the Note 7. The Note 7 wasn't the fact that it was just a blip. It was like a
It-
massive
it
And
explosion.
then they called it, and then it did it again. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no.
yeah.
It's-
Exactly.
See, but that's the problem that they had. Like this thing is just a blip in the iPhone radar right
Yeah.
now, but it's nothing to the effect as big as the Note 7.
No.
If it starts like happening Note 7 size, everyone's gonna hear about it.
Yeah.
But the
yeah.
picture that I saw of it with the thing 7, I was like, no, you can't fix that. Like that can't be fixed.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess the plus and the negative is that because of the way Apple makes their phones, whenever it happens to be a first run, phones that have those issues, they just basically replace the whole phone.
Yeah, they're like, screw it.
The reason they do that is because that way they can take the phones back, and then their engineering department can go through every phone and see what exactly caused this bad. Was it the battery or was it something internal?
Right. Was it something in the
Yeah.
connections? Or
Which
how
I
they did
think it's a plus because if you looked at the Samsung Note event or incident, most of the time all they did is give you a replacement battery
it? Right.
instead of taking the phones back and saying what's causing it, the phone or the battery or
Right.
what components.
well, they
By
talked
the time
about
they
what the
did that, it
components.
was
When you
Now-
break down the components, it's like, yeah, this is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it was,
And
it was.
That's why I mean Apple does that from the beginning when they have these issues. They automatically just say, "Give it back. We're sending these to
Right.
engineering. Have a new phone. Enjoy your day."
Now, you as being the Apple guy in this table, right? When you heard that news, were you like, nah, get out of here?
At first, I was like, okay, and then but it didn't pick up as much traction because it was a limited number
Right.
and it was only happened to a specific region.
Right.
So I was like, okay, and knowing how Apple takes, because they don't want, nobody wants any incident like this or like the Note 7, but knowing how they operate, I already knew like
It was gonna be handled.
This was gonna be handled before it even got any bigger.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it, I was like, oh man, let's just hope it's just this 2-day thing in the news and that's it. But since it's been quiet since right now, I think everything's gonna be all right. But that actually made me be like, holy crap.
Yeah,
You know
I mean,
what
it happens to everybody.
Now the other thing, I mean, it is what it is. But the other thing that I showed you guys, and Ryder already mentioned it, that Star Wars robot vacuum thing.
Samsung.
Samsung.
Yo, did you
Yeah.
see that thing?
Exploding batteries.
It with that. Speaking of exploding batteries.
Speaking of exploding
That
batteries,
was your segue,
Samsung.
guys. Come on.
That was my segue. That was the segue.
Next time, guys. Okay.
That was
Handoff.
what this. That
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah,
You're welcome.
yeah.
Like you needed it.
But yeah. So basically, Samsung they already made their robot vacuums. They're pretty much their version of Roomba,
Mhm.
and So these are special Star Wars editions that I think it's a Stormtrooper and
It's a
Vader, right?
Stormtrooper
Vader
and Vader.
Yeah. Stormtrooper and Vader.
So I don't know what the Stormtrooper does, but the Vader does the breathing noise
Yeah.
as it vacuums, which is pretty cool.
Like it's one of those devices that you look at and you're like, this is only if you have extra money. Like it's one of those where you're like,
It's still a vacuum.
No, it's expensive.
Of course.
I have the toaster, the Darth Vader toaster,
oh, do you?
and that is expensive just for a toaster. It only toast 2
Dude,
pieces
you
of
need
bread.
to, you need to
But
take
the-
a picture of that so we can post it on Instagram.
I'll post it. And the thing is that it's funny because every time I get the toaster from the shelf to plug it in, I always do the dun, 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 dun,
It does in your head, doesn't it?
In my head, it's automatic, and then I hold it like this and I put it onto the table.
You're
and
stupid.
Plug it in. It's just like it's ingrained in this. We're so like top by this. Max.
Max. That's my God.
Used to actually have that comic back in the day.
Yeah, I have a issue.
I got rid of it.
I
but I
was
used to-
knee deep in the image.
He out of nowhere, he just busted out an image from Image Comics.
Well, I'm breaking out, trying to find wallpaper.
If you don't know, see this phone here?
Nope.
It's very.
Nope, we're not talking about.
Oh, so
We
we
can't,
can't put it out there.
we can't even talk
So
about
why
that.
we shouldn't probably have even picture frames here?
No, it's
Behind the
yeah,
thing.
it's
It
behind the
was
thing.
for a second.
No, it's behind the thing and it has a case, so you really can't say what it was. But right now, behind this
So we should
laptop,
have probably haven't even. Put
there
it out.
there is a
Just
phone
move
here
on.
that
Yeah.
that we're
Start
embargoed
doing
on.
more
So
about
later on.
So talk
Can't
about
talk about that.
talk about the Bockles, the Rick and Morty McDonald's.
I love.
Well, it's more so
I
McDonald's
love
than Rick and
it.
Morty.
Oh
I
yeah, I
absolutely
mean
love it.
everybody associates with the Rick, but it's actually McDonald's the Bockle again.
Well,
This goes
we
back
had-
to my story. Go
we
ahead.
had a meeting here on Saturday, our actual first podcast meeting, and I was about 2
All
hours.
late.
About, huh?
2 hours
Oh,
late.
late.
I was about 2 hours late going to 2 different McDonald's because there were. I'm like several towns away from Patterson. There are 2 in Patterson, and I get there. They're like, "What are you talking about?"
Nah.
So
It was
either they didn't
not-
have it, or you got
They were part of the
The
program.
the
employers.
usual incompetence. No, they were part of. According to the site, they were supposed to be. a part of the program.
okay.
Yeah, because not every McDonald's.
You
Has
know,
it.
if it was in Patterson, they probably sold down the street for like black market value.
I bet you there's some on eBay.
Did you see the
Guarantee
lady?
you there's some.
Did you see the lady that got a set, sat down, ordered a 20-piece chicken nuggets, and was offering people a chicken nugget with dipped in the Szechuan sauce for $10 a pop? I am not making that up.
It depending on where she was, she would have got it.
She was getting it.
Oh,
That's the thing. It's like, yo, it's insane.
But I don't think it's. I mean,
Look,
I don't
we
think
tried.
it's worth it.
But see, this is the thing. We tried because
We tried because we wanted to.
We wanted to be part of it.
Yeah,
I was gonna
we
make
wanted to be
content
part of
on
it,
it.
Right.
yeah.
We thought it would have been great content that's got a 20-piece chicken nuggets,
And
that's
for
got
those
Szechuan
who
sauce.
couldn't find it in their area, we would have been able to.
Right, this is how it was.
Yeah.
And the thing was, people went absolutely nuts for it. We didn't know it was going to go that crazy. Cops got called out in multiple places. There was a video of some kid that
yeah.
jumped on the
Jumped on
counter,
thing.
yelling, "He's Pickle Rick," and I'm like, "You guys are idiots!" And it was absolutely insane the demand that it was. I mean, it got to the point. It was such a debacle because it turns out that they were not allowed to give them out if you were given chicken nuggets. It had to be the chicken tenders, number one. Number two is each store that was part of the program had anywhere between 15 to 30 packets of the sauce,
That's
which
it?
will be gone in like,
They're going in like 2
Yeah.
orders.
yeah, so it's
Exactly.
like, dude, really? So,
That's
so
whatever the manager scripts off the top for
exactly.
himself.
And the funny part is that it got to the point that McDonald's themselves had to issue a statement about it.
They
Yeah.
had
They actually issue a statement and apology and saying that it's coming back sometime in December and it'll be enough for everybody.
Yeah, it won't be limited release.
And I'm like, listen, man.
time. But I mean, it brings up another point because the reason I didn't participate, not only because Rick and Morty's okay show, I'm not a big fanboy of it.
Okay.
I mean, but mainly it's because I got mad at the fact that people can, such as shows like this, can make people stand in line for sauce when they can take the opportunity to have the same people stand in line to support people like in Puerto Rico or Harvey or Florida. But they won't. They won't stand in line, jump counters, and be like, "Hey, I'm here to donate."
Like, here.
But you give
take
them
my
sauce
money.
from some stupid show because they're bringing it back, and they'll be like, "Yeah, this
I agree
is
with
life."
I
That's
agree
not
with
life. People who are dying, that's
Yeah,
life.
this is
I agree with
fictional. I agree.
I agree with
So
that.
that's why I didn't pay
You
too
spot on.
much.
That was one of those
spot on.
situations where you're like, listen, there's a lot more important things going on in
Yeah.
the world right now.
Especially the kid getting up there. Like, I hope you.
Yeah, the kid getting up there is like,
I
dude,
hope you
really?
slip.
But you know what it is?
Not because then he would have probably been risk because McDonald's would probably got sued.
Yeah.
There's already people talking about some false advertising.
It's not false.
Oh,
They
you
said they're gonna
serious?
have enough for everybody. They say it was a limited run. Limited run
Yeah,
can mean
you missed
anything
Nah.
legally.
But you had people there like, it's supposed to kick off 2. You had people there like 2, like we're out.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I was just here. Like,
I mean, that was bad planning too.
It was.
It was.
It was
bad planning.
Yes,
But
it
see,
was, it
but
was.
that's the thing. It's like, listen, guys, we get it, but like, and mind you, I was in for the hype. I was in for us to record something about it, but it came and went so fast that we're like, wow, really? It's only like 2 in the afternoon
Yeah.
and they're already out.
They're already out.
Yo, like they're gonna have a very bad day.
And they
shout
had
out-
a very bad day.
Yo, oh yeah, you know
They
what?
didn't have a good
Much
day.
much respect. No, yeah, they did have a bad day. You know why?
They had a
No,
bad day, my
business wise, they had a great day.
Oh yeah.
Bad day, all
Publicity
the
wise.
employees.
Publicity.
I heard-
Not employees, but publicity. Yeah, you're right. Employees and
Employees were
publicity.
like, bro, I hate
was
my
just-
job. Like
Yeah.
that was the day where they're like, yo, I hate my job. I heard.
Yeah, especially if you got to deal with this asshole on the
on the
table.
counter, and
Like,
somebody
Yeah.
was trying
Right.
to, yeah.
like standing on
That's
the tray with a grab
insane.
the tray.
That was insane. I mean, that was nothing. That was nothing but pure drama, man. It was.
It was
But-
poor plan for sure.
But
for
but
sure.
on the other hand, I'll be the first one to admit I have gotten excited when they bring back the McRib. I am a fan of that.
You know what? I don't think I've ever tried the McRib.
We're gonna have to do it then.
Never wanted to.
What?
Why?
Give it a
But-
You don't
shot.
eat pork? You don't eat
No,
pork?
I don't.
Oh.
It's like cartilage or something.
Is it cartilage?
No, I don't know. It's good. That's
Definitely
not
ain't meat.
Bones in there. That's what
Oh,
I mean.
yeah.
no bones in there.
Oh,
Exactly, but it looks like there is.
Yeah.
I
It's,
know,
it's kind
yeah.
of like it's kind of like ground pork meat shaped into a rib-looking thing.
You know, might as well just go over there and get the pig's feet and the red sauce. Just go there.
That might get
Wake
back
me
too.
up. Wake me up when they bring back the mighty wings.
The mighty wing.
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
Mighty Wings was something, man.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe we're actually bringing this up. Mighty Wings was like their version of crispy buffalo wings, I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah.
And it was damn good. I was, oh man, I was in there.
But the moral of this McDonald's story is Burger King got it right when they made that commercial that says "Don't trust a clown."
Incredible segue. Thank you very
Don't
much.
trust a clown. Never trust a clown.
You guys sent me the link this past week about it because I think we just talked about it in passing. last week.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're gonna have to show it to me.
Watch this.
You bastards, send it to me.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that was the best version of trolling I've ever seen.
Yeah.
If anybody hasn't seen it, it's literally Burger King hijacked the ending of the movie It.
The re-release.
Yeah, the re-release.
The one that came out.
The one that just came out, and at the very end, when the movie ends and the credits are about to roll up, Burger King at one of the premieres basically put in 2 pictures where one of them is just the words saying, and the moral of the story is never trust a clown. And then underneath it was Burger King. That's all you need to know. That was great. I saw that. I was like,
Their longest
wow.
running commercial, literally, because it was like a 2-hour
It was a
commercial.
they made the whole movie into a 2-hour commercial. They was like, you get it? Got it? Good. Thank you very much.
And little
guys.
did they know this, they were going to be true. It was going to happen because they can't even get the sauce right.
Ricky Morty fans trusted the.
It was that perfect
Yeah.
1-2 combo. It was
Yeah,
that perfect 1-2
perfect
combo.
1-2
It's like Burger King is like, we told you. You can't say we didn't tell you. All right,
warned
goodbye. This thing.
Now you say goodbye.
Hold on. All right, so we're gonna
That's
keep
the time.
rolling. I'm
We'll talk
gonna
about
open up a little bit on the aperture because we're getting a little bit dark. Not to offend anybody.
The sun is leaving us again.
Not like last time.
There you go.
Perfect.
That was good. That was an instinctual click. Like, go.
I knew
Kept
it.
moving.
So
I knew where to go. All right, so continuing from leaving the
we don't have to
behind.
hit everything.
No, we don't.
No.
Because
We should probably put an end to the Tyrese and the Rock thing though, because that's been going on for.
We
You guys
definitely-
saw the
you
response
guys watched the video link I sent y'all?
with the Rock responding.
Oh, the one with Joe Button?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You want to tell him?
All right. Well, all right. The nutshell version is that, as it turns out, was it Universal is the one that handles
Yep.
them, right? Universal, I guess, went up to the Fast and Furious cast and said, we want to do solo films for each.
Spin-offs. We want to
Spin-offs.
spin-off for each different character who's still alive.
Right. Do still alive. Emphasis on still alive.
No, I mean like alive also in the storyline.
Right.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is that I guess the cast as a whole said no,
Correct.
supposedly.
Because a lot of them would have been featuring each other's movies.
Right, and then they would have been like, well, you know what, it's gonna be disrespectful to Paul and the whole cast as a whole, blah 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 blah. And then they approached The Rock, and The Rock was like, hell yeah, let's make money, like. And that's when Tyrese got offended.
It's so wild because like, all right, 2 aspects. There's a couple aspects. One, The Rock is probably the only character who could probably pull off a spinoff.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Wait, hold on.
We don't need to see a Vin Diesel spinoff. This whole thing kind of
yeah.
is a spinoff.
Like you don't need to see.
No,
yeah,
I'm
if
looking
you're
at
one of the main
no.
characters. You don't
That's
need
it.
your spin-off. You're right.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
he can provide different background, and it's not in him. It's him. It's Hobbs and Shaw. They're both going to be in that spinoff.
Right.
So layers. So they could probably do some
whatever,
nonsense to weasel Han still alive.
Yeah.
Two, Tyrese. Tyrese doing a lot of talking, and he's fucking up his brand. I sound like a fucking idiot. Talking about issues of marriage and different things, but we're gonna stick to the topic.
Yeah.
yes.
He's doing a lot of talking, and he's like fifth, sixth lead in the storyline.
Yeah, he's nowhere near the top.
So it's like, why are you talking?
Yeah, he came in the second.
Second.
He came in the second one, and he came back in 5.
Second.
Yeah, came back in 5.
5, yeah.
That's when 5
Yeah.
brought everybody together. Now I'm waiting to bring all the villains together. That'd be interesting.
That'd be great. Yeah, that would be interesting. But see, that's the thing. The thing is like, listen, like I agree with you that if they're gonna do a solo movie, yes, probably Hobbs will be the one that has a shot. But the problem with it is, I kind of understand where the cast is coming from,
Yeah.
and the fact that he came in all late and said, "Yeah," I like this is the thing with me, and I think Omar might kind of agree with me on this one, maybe. The Furious franchise, the Fast and Furious franchise,
$1 billion franchise.
has a shot of actually being the next James Bond franchise.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're saying.
Where all you need to focus on is the cast and
Okay.
write them out as long as possible.
Yes.
Because give them new stories, give them new situations. You don't need to make them go solo.
I agree, but I think I enjoy the movies. Whatever. It's
No, I'm not saying that.
popcorn. But
Yeah, it's great
I
popcorn.
think for some people, they're there already,
Uh-huh.
where they're like,
Yeah, just finish it.
yeah,
But see-
like it's
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
about cars. It's nothing about cars. Blah blah. I don't really care. 39. They're gonna be in space next. Different stuff. So it's
Actually,
like,
that was my argument about it. Remember that?
we
That
talked
was-
about
that
it
was
in
my
season
argument.
1. So it's
You mean
like,
like Jason 10?
Yo, you know.
beating chicks.
No, no. Wait.
Put a sleeping bag.
Hold on, I stupid. Wait, I don't know if you ever heard my argument about that.
Is Jason 10?
No, not Jason 10. That was bad. That was really bad.
This is space though, right?
That
Is
was
what
really
Jason?
bad, dude. You know what? Thank you for that.
Soundboard.
Thank you for that reference. Like, thank you for that reference, cause oh my god.
All right, what were you saying?
No, it's actually over. Actually, no, we can pull out The Exorcist, I think. See? Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
But look, this is what I do think.
Okay.
Is that the Fast franchise is on the verge of actually being able to pull off what only James Bond has been able to do,
Yeah.
which is go into the 20s in films and still make hits every single one.
And I think
Spectres and
I
all shit.
think if part 3, the Tokyo Drift one, would have been a better story with better directing and actors, they would have been able to start franchising right
That
then
would have
and
been
there.
a start.
Yeah.
And I think
Well,
that was.
and then they could have came back to these,
Yes.
but then they would have been like
I agree,
different.
100%.
But they didn't. It didn't succeed the way they wanted, so they had to come back to the original
Dig
cast.
this. You got to keep in mind. I'm not sure if you guys know this backstory. A lot of those people were done with the whole Fast at that point.
Yes,
That's
they all wanted to be
why
done.
Yeah.
they didn't. Nobody was in it. It was
Yeah.
like, I'm good.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then it's like, you know what?
We pay you a lot more.
Let's
Yeah, and then
let's
Vin
try it.
Diesel's movie started bombing a little bit. Paul Walker started. It was like, yeah, maybe I'll
Paul
come back.
Walker. If you think about Paul Walker's career, outside of Running Scared,
Yeah.
it's
It was-
literally just a Fast.
yeah, it's been the past
You're not
years.
gonna watch
I mean, it's taken care of.
Skulls.
You know?
Right, yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah.
See, and the funny part is that and if you
I
look
mean,
at
God bless the dead, but God.
yeah, but if you look at all the stars, you're completely correct. It's like everybody wanted to walk off, and that's why they did
Wow.
Tokyo Drift.
Wonder Woman's doing fine.
The only one.
Is it really? No.
She was in 4.
Well, Han was in.
She wasn't in Tokyo Drift. She was in Gal Gadot was in.
She was in
4.
5.
Five. She died
No, she was in 4. I think 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, I'm not sure I remember was the order, but that's the thing. It's like, listen, it's like if you look at everybody had a chance.
What part are they on?
They are
9 is about to come out.
8,
8 is out. No, 8 is not out.
8, and 7 was the last.
No, 8 is
8
out.
is
8
out.
is out. 8 is out.
Seven?
8 was the summary.
Yeah, 8 was the submarine.
So 9 is what they're making.
7 was.
7 was they had to replace
Was
him
Paul
'cause
Walker.
he passed. Remember?
That was the
his
one where
brother.
he died.
Yes. When they took the hiatus during
What
Christmas
the hell
break.
was 6? Oh, 6 was Shaw's brother.
And here's the interesting part I want to point out.
Okay,
Yes.
so she died in 6.
Yeah,
Okay.
wait, so here's an
She died in the
interesting,
World
here's an
War
interesting
I.
point I want to show you right now. What
Yeah.
you just said. That you could have the same exact conversation when you're talking about James Bond movies.
No, I know.
Which one was the one with Roger Moore? Which one was the one with?
Oh yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
and then they rebooted it some. They
rebooted it a couple of times.
They rebooted it a couple of times. They not rebooted like in character.
Casino
just
Royale.
rebooted as like making the movie
Oh,
again.
that's
Yeah.
a great one.
And
I mean, Skyfall was good, but everyone was.
I thought Skyfall was good.
Spectre was.
No one talks about Skyfall.
God,
But see, but this is the interesting thing.
Skyfall my favorite by far.
Which one?
Skyfall. My
Sky,
favorite.
you know, for me, it's Skyfall and Casino Royale.
It's,
I'm
it's
there.
kind
I'm there.
of teeter-totter between the two.
But this is the interesting thing about what you said is like even when they make a bad movie, they know they have such momentum with what James Bond is. They're gonna make another, and they are.
Gonna do one
Yeah,
more.
I
And
mean, like let's be honest. Star Wars 1, 2, and 3 were really bad movies, and they're
Yes.
still doing 7, 8, and 9.
I'm
so.
still arguing about part 3 though. I still argue about episode 3 because it's like the only one out of those.
You're
No.
talking about the actual prequel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of all the prequels, the only one that really mattered, you only need to watch
You could
episode
kinda
3.
watch episode 3, not even
That's
the
it.
whole thing.
Not even. I agree. Like,
Because that's all you really wanted to know when he turned evil.
You want to
But-
see it. And he was like, man.
but yeah. So
piece of
so the nutshell version is yes. Tyrese like went off on the Rock. The Rock frankly don't care and kept
Did
the
you see
movie.
his response?
His response was very positive, and he hashtagged
He was
like,
like-
"Oh, Candy Ass to step aside" or something
He
like
was
that.
like, shout out to Universal.
Yeah.
Or Joe Budden says, all the people that backstabbed you to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
the movie going.
That's exactly what it sounded like. It's like, listen, man, I'm gonna kill you with kindness. Keep it moving.
But
next.
it's, alright, so.
the Rock is gonna be president one day. That's
So
all
I
I'm
think
gonna
this is
say.
the interesting part. So it could kind of go one of two ways. The spin-off could ruin things. Not ruin
At
things.
which point, we
ruin things and kind of
finish the
like
film and
force
call
them
it
to
a
come
day.
back.
That's it.
Or it could add that longevity to the
I
Fast
hope,
franchise.
I hope so, but I really hope that the Fast franchise realizes what potential they have in their hands. Because I don't think they realize that. Listen, you guys could end at 10, or you guys could just keep on doing buddy crazy action movies that have no connection with the other ones, a la James
I
Bond.
think at 10 it can end, but it can't be that same crew. Like for it to go forward, you have to kind of abandon this current crew right now.
Yeah.
So their hopes would be that they do
Between 9 and 10, start introducing.
start to do Hobbs' character to his own series, because then they can right the mistake they did with 3, Tokyo Drift,
Kind of open up like a Fast
and
universe.
open it where it used to. It should have gone when it
I
didn't.
agree. Okay.
And that's
kind of
where-
like do a whole
because-
Fast universe.
yeah.
Like,
But as I said, it can go though because because only reason I say they should probably stop at 10 is because of
because they're going in outer space. like the way
we
they-
don't want to see them in outer space. But
I
alright,
mentioned that, dude.
last
I-
one they did a sub, so it's like
Like, what do you have next?
at part 15.
How are you gonna try to
at
outdo
part
yourself?
15? What are they going to be up against?
Yeah, it's like
without really
That-
going to space.
and you know what? That's why actually here perfect comparable with James Bond. That's why if for me it always felt like James Bond was not trying to outdo itself. It just tried to give itself one hell of a story, one hell of a situation, and kept it moving.
They're all one shots.
Exactly.
They're all one
And I
shots.
think
They're
that-
gonna be
except
thrown
that
away, and then you
Daniel
don't have to
Craig's
pick up.
Daniel Craig's are probably the only ones that's not.
Because they're
They
kind of
are, but
they're
they're not.
tiny, yeah.
They
are,
to
but
a certain
they're not.
extent, yeah.
Yeah.
But everything else, they're all
Like it was like Casino Royale and
Quantum
Quantum of
Solace.
Solace were like direct sequels.
Yeah,
Then the other ones were one shotters.
yeah.
You know what I mean? If you really look at it, and that's how I personally feel like Fast needs to do that to continue their success because they can't keep on interconnecting because how much more crazy stuff can one person get into?
But here's the thing though. James Bond is a character, stand alone, stand in time, stand anything.
Yeah, that's
We're
true.
not sure.
None of those
Very true.
characters in the Fast movies have that caliber to stand on their own.
That charisma.
That charisma.
That's the thing.
Except
You know
The
what?
He has a charisma because that's
Only
just
because he's
natural.
getting the spin off.
That's
That's
But
why.
see, yeah, that's the.
But-
I mean, talking about James Bond when it comes to like the
James
character.
Bond is like
The character was always
It's
written as
iconic.
the most charismatic,
It's an
iconic,
iconic character.
spy that understands he's gonna get out of any situation he gets put into.
yeah.
And
And
then Austin Powers comes.
and then Austin Powers.
I mean,
comes out.
not just Austin Powers. All the other spy movies have had their agents try to be that suave
Everybody.
James Bond type
Have you seen
character.
the movie Spy? It's a comedy.
Is that the one with Liam Neeson?
No.
No, they're not Liam Neeson. What's his name? The
Steve Carell.
No.
Jason Statham is in it. Melissa McCartney is the star.
Ah,
No, I've not
yes, yes.
Have not seen
yes.
Yeah, good. Really good.
Yeah,
Good.
You'll like it.
Yeah.
It
But,
was
let me guess.
it was like an
I haven't
Austin
seen-
Powers.
I haven't seen it, but let me
Backwards.
guess. It makes so many homages to James Bond.
And Austin
Well,
Powers.
And Austin Powers?
character, Ewan McGregor. No, not Ewan. What was his name? The one who flip flopped.
Ewan McGregor?
Look it up. Look it up on the
Spy?
Spy.
Spy the movie?
Yeah, but I mean, going back to the iconicness, like you can't that character, and then the way James Bond is set up is like James Bond is not the person, it's the persona. That's why James Bond, 100 years from now, could be anybody. Because when the next 007 passes,
except black. Except brown person.
Except anywhere else shader.
We're fighting.
50 shades are darker than this. We're fighting there. No, but yeah, you're right.
So that's wild. Idris is that he's gonna be, he's getting older now.
Yeah,
so
he's
like,
not gonna.
all right, come on, y'all better give it to him before he's right.
But yeah, it's a persona. It's not the individual. It goes beyond the individual. Kind of like when in the, I don't know if they still do it, but when the king died of England, it was said the king is dead, and then they would look to the next person who's in line and said, "Long live the king." Right. Same thing with James Bond. Agent 007 is dead.
Matter of fact, it becomes a big thing. It becomes a very big thing when they're like, it's a very big thing when a new James Bond is announced.
Yeah. So
remember when Daniel Craig was announced? Everyone was like, it was like, yo, Daniel Craig's the new one. People were like, great. Other people were like, what the hell?
They didn't like him because he was blonde.
And his blue eyes.
And yeah, because all the previous, no.
It's true.
Because all the previous ones were like brunette.
Yeah. And even in the book, he's
darker shade of hair.
Yeah, no, you're right. Brunette is the proper word. So people really flipped out.
Meanwhile, we got the master race over here. It's like
but yeah, I mean that.
Jude Law.
Jude Law.
He's more or less he's pretty much the 007 in that movie.
Yeah, but again, none of those characters I think have that charisma, and if they did, it's long been tainted by these jumping through buildings into another building with the car, or trying to helicopter your way or parachute. That idea is because they don't have a Q on their team that's going to give them these gadgets. Right. So.
Yeah, so but yeah, that's the thing. I mean, let's hope.
Why did they do there, Kurt Russell?
No, but see, let's hope honestly.
Mr. Nobody.
No, I just hope that they get their act together and make another successful movie, because there's a reason why the Furious franchise is great popcorn movies.
Do you think?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do think.
Especially
very often.
Do you think would they still be $1 billion franchise if Paul Walker didn't die?
No.
I you know what? I think he was the glue. You said it last time we talked that the reason they were all so close.
That's a great question.
Because he was the glue.
That's what
they kind of slowly.
That's what Virgos do. You know what I'm saying?
This guy. I don't necessarily agree.
Because we didn't know this shit when he was around.
That's you know what? That's the thing. I agree with you. It's like listen, and the thing about Paul Walker is a lot of people. I'm a fan of anybody that's of high celebrity status who just likes doing positive things to do positive things. Yeah. And when he passed away, a lot of stuff that people never realized he did came out. It's like, damn, this guy had charity organizations he started. Nobody knew that he did it. It was like, really?
Quiet money, quiet girl.
Exactly. But see, you could tell the kind of guy that he was just on that action alone. But yeah, I agree. Like him passing, all of a sudden, all the drama just starts bubbling up.
I mean, it could be timing, but
yeah.
I highly doubt.
But see, this is the thing.
I highly doubt this would happen.
But this is the thing with me. Paul Walker's passing on Furious 7 did help give Furious 7 a boost financially.
Oh yeah,
it did. Just like as much as I hate to say it, but it's true. When Heath Ledger passed in The Dark Knight, it got a boost because of his passing when people started hearing about how great his performance was. Same exact kind of situation.
He was the movie.
Do you get what I'm saying?
But I mean, in his defense, he actually, you're right. He was
the movie. You take him out, it's okay Batman.
It's okay,
it's just like part 3.
Because we're all used to Christian Bale.
Where is he?
But if you watch Batman Begins and you go to the second one, it's like, what happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Other than him getting small.
And you can make the argument in the first Batman of that series, the Batman and the villain were equal level.
Yeah.
But the two following, it was all the Joker and Bane. Like those villains made the movie even greater.
Because he was just like part 3, he was just present.
Yeah, so
he's like, hi.
I'm here for my close-up.
Exactly. So fast guys. Good luck. I hope everything turns out. Tyrese. Better yet, The Rock. Don't kick Tyrese's ass on set. That's all I'm saying.
Shut the F up.
Yeah,
So moving on to Bader thing.
What the hell's the power of the brown dollar?
Flower and Brown Dollar. Did
Right.
you never see the hanky, Mr. Hanky from South Park?
No.
That-
Well,
I
it's
have-
tied into the ESPN Jemel Hill jersey.
Has there been
If y'all
any-
want to get into it.
Yeah.
Some
Y'all
of it.
can skip some of the stuff.
Yeah, I definitely want to skip the Nelly thing. I don't really care. I don't think anybody cares.
I don't think it's real.
I don't think it's really.
Yeah, you know
Oh,
what?
my
Until we
God.
hear more
He was
news, I don't.
accused.
You know what? Until we hear more news to the point that it could be considered news, I won't talk about
We'll
it.
leave it be.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's too speculative.
And I'm gonna suggest that we move the setup back to the way it was next time.
The lighting.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
set it back.
Because look at
We
the
were
sun
over
just
here.
came out like
The
crazy,
sun's
and
hitting
we're
us
like
directly.
blowing the
Full
hell out.
of,
So I'm gonna go
look.
change
Now he's
now.
gonna bring it down.
You see how bright I am?
Yeah, but like we're like the white just literally it's
Yo,
like
we're
messing with me.
heads. It's funny.
Yeah. So as nice as this looks and we thought it looks, we'll try it next week. We'll shoot the other way so we can
Yeah.
control
We'll
the
shoot
lighting
this
more.
way?
Yeah,
And
that way
then,
we
and then
control
we'll
the
use
lighting.
these as dividers or something.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for sticking with us through our light changes.
Yeah. It's one of those.
All right. So let's go with the ESPN because I think that's more interesting than the whole Nelly thing.
Okay. So, Jemel Hill, who was recently brought on to do SportsCenter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
She's been doing it for a while, I think.
Well, she's been in ESPN for a while, but now she's her partner, not her partner, but they work together a lot there on ESPN, whatever. So she recently got suspended for saying
For violating the social media.
for violating social media, but it's a tricky, it's kind of a gray line, but then you think company policy is like because it was still sports related,
Yeah.
but because now it's like, oh, you bring politics in sport, like no, politics is bringing sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Nobody asked anybody to jump in. They were on their
so
own.
now it's becoming like a big shit show. So
Yeah.
and it's the thing because I'm like, all right, Jerry Jones, he just put out a statement saying that pretty much anybody who kneels.
I can't wait for Sunday.
So I'm like, wait a second, what y'all
I know, bro. The other day he was holding hands.
He was
with
kneeling
somebody
that
else.
window.
He took a knee like a 42nd Street prostitute. He just
And
took
this
one.
is what I'm talking about.
Nice.
And that's, I think we brought up the other week. I was like, everybody's kneeling, and meanwhile, your man still ain't got a job. That's I'm like, this is bullshit. This is the diversion.
Yeah.
Because we're now the focus is shifted from not shifted but officially shifted because he always talked about why he knelt even though
Yep.
nobody brought it attention.
Or
Now,
nobody cared to listen.
nobody cared to listen. Now it's the message has officially shifted to the anthem and the flag and this and that.
Disrespect.
Under being treated
Yeah,
patriotic,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
something we already beat to the
Yeah.
horse. But it's like it's funny if you sit back and you see the antics. I'm like, and I think nowadays people are a little more aware. I mean, some people are dumber, like Idiocracy,
Some people are just dumb.
the movie Idiocracy. Some people are dumber, like trying to water grass or sports drink, dumb, like Idiocracy.
Right.
But then a lot more people, as far as like the general public, are getting a lot more aware of the antics
Yeah.
between the government.
This is
and
gonna be a
media.
trade-off. This is gonna be a gain as much as a loss.
I think
Yeah, you
I
know.
think whatever's gonna happen this Sunday, it's because the way he said that.
It's a threat.
Yeah, but at the same time, the NFL union was like, "Nah, bro. You think you could do? You think you could say that you can't, and they can do whatever they
Oh,
want."
really?
And now, yesterday,
He forgets that he's only like the owners can all come together and vote an owner out.
right? Yeah, so he
Like, so
doesn't.
he's-
Yeah, he
He's
doesn't know.
not God. He's not
Exactly.
invincible.
Exactly.
It's
He-
like Trump
right now, he's
think-
in that power.
Yeah,
hungry
Trump think that's not the same thing. Like nobody can impeach you. Like
mode. Yeah, wait.
25th
Yeah.
Amendment
Don't
says
worry about
otherwise,
it.
my friend. So-
Yeah. So yesterday, the players actually had a meeting to decide what they're going to do.
I think they don't need to have a meeting. This is America. You have individual rights. You do what the hell your heart desires.
Yeah.
And if it's to stand or sit down or sit your ass or stay in the locker room till it's time for you to come out,
And that's
you do what the hell you
and
need to do.
That's the
for
thing
you.
because people don't have the integrity.
Yep,
I'm not
that's
taking-
the word. Good word.
Everyone doesn't have the same integrity that Colin has,
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure he took that stand. He foresaw that this road that he's currently
This is
on
where it's
is
gonna
probably what's going to happen.
And even if he didn't, when he saw where it was going, he still stuck through it. So, well,
Yeah, he stuck to
Come
it.
here.
He flipped back. He's like, look up here.
contrary to all rumors, he's not going to sign with
Yeah,
the
that
team.
CBS nonsense trying
No.
to say he'll kneel. I'm like, yo, get out
First
of
of
here.
all, he didn't
Yeah,
say that.
that's not
But
gonna
everybody
happen.
took that. Everybody on the right or left, I don't even know anymore.
Right.
Took it and made it seem like yes, he said that. So he's turned on his word.
No,
he ain't
he's not-
say
not
that.
at all.
So,
He's not giving you.
just like I say, don't follow media. Just taste a little bit. Don't drink all the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, but that's the thing. I mean,
Pleasure
this Sunday, we're gonna see exactly what the Cowboys do. and because now they're not gonna do it just in defiance of Trump. They're not gonna do it in defiance of what they believe is an equality in this country, but they're also gonna do it in defiance of their own boss.
But
Here's
the thing.
That's gonna be crazy.
Here's the thing. Remember, a lot of these guys, especially the people who were supporting this movement on the Dallas Cowboys, are the star players.
Yes, that's
namely the quarterback
Yep.
and the running back.
Right.
So if the big franchise players, the ones that you set your boy, the guy you used to do hands at because he was the greatest thing called Tony Romo, and you loved him more than you loved your wife.
He's double-handed.
And you sat him down to put, as a quarterback. This is going to be an interesting Sunday. I don't watch Cowboys football, but I might watch it this weekend.
I'm checking for the highlights. So I'll be on Twitter trying to see
I'm a Giants fan, and this is
our season's over, so our 1, 2, and 3 players are injured. One of them is out for the year because he broke his ankle. So next year I'm just gonna watch
the rest of the season. You're gonna see the diehard Giants fans and the ones who just come and go.
Yeah.
That's
You're gonna be like two people with that major league at the beginning where they suck.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
The only saving grace would be if we got for some miracle, all the rookies stepped up and we did a Cinderella story. It's not happening. I mean,
look.
Wake up with dreaming.
Yeah, season's still young.
So
it is. But we'd have to win almost every other game from here on out.
Exactly. I mean, I know, but in the end, we're gonna see what happens this Sunday, and most likely we're gonna talk about it next week. So
Okay, so going back to this, sorry, what you said, power of the brown dollar. How does this relate to the Jemel Hill story?
It relates to her in regards to her being aware of what she brings to the table.
Oh yeah.
So it's like if she gets another infraction, they probably gonna cut her or something, and we still got 3 more years of Trump, so she probably gonna get another infraction.
Now,
so it's
but it's not even that. I guarantee you, Fox Sports, all these,
Fox,
they'll pick her up.
They said Fox is just handing out bags, come get some, because ESPN is tanking.
And the reason they're tanking is...
You got the Bleacher Report and all these online things are just killing them.
Talking about quasi-politics and stuff like that, because it's not on here, but we need to bring it up because it just happened. Yeah. We need to talk about Eminem.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not here.
I didn't put it on there.
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't listen to those freestyles. I'm like, it's cool, but I'm like, everybody else.
Wait, how far into the freestyle did you get?
I just heard the clip.
It gets. If you watch it from the beginning to the end, at the beginning, it comes slow, and then it gets harder and harder as you go along. By the time it gets to the end,
I can't get past the beard.
Yo, nuts. Oh, you know what? Yeah.
So
the beard was a little different.
I know you had a beard, but I haven't seen it. A good look.
It was different.
You definitely do now look,
I guess on that tip, it's okay, M, you matured. You got a beard now. Congratulations.
It is cool. It does look interesting.
It's there.
Right,
the other tip, he went in on Donald Trump it was harsh. The best tweet I heard about it today was I don't know how rap battles go, but I think Eminem is now the president of the United States. That had to be my favorite tweet I've seen.
It was cool. I mean, from what I heard, it was cool because I'm like, all right, he's not the only person who's done that. But I know, but it's him. So it's interesting, especially him because if you go back, you see MTV stuff or was it MTV? It was something where Donald Trump is announcing,
giving him praise. Yeah, giving him praise.
It's a winner.
Yeah, this is the thing.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of this will probably put a divide in Eminem's fan base.
Well, this is the thing. Eminem, I don't know if you heard that.
I don't know. I don't care, but I don't think he cares.
That's what I'm saying. I know he doesn't.
But this is the thing about this goes to show you, I guess, how much. Because one thing I've gotten a lot of response from is everyone saying. This goes to show you how big or how important Eminem saying this was. Because at the very end of his verse, he literally talks directly to his fans saying, listen, I know you guys might have conflicts if you like me and you like him, but I'm going to draw a line in the sand between, so you guys need to decide. And if you're having trouble deciding, I'm going to say it straight to your face, F you. The thing with that is that Eminem loves his fans. So for him to say, listen, if you guys don't get the point, I don't want you to be my fan.
Yeah, if you still ride with him after all this shit.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Eminem is known for loving his fans.
No, yeah.
He's known for that.
It's probably why he's a rotation customer.
And the other thing is that Eminem is known, I guess over the past years, he's become known as the guy that he will only speak his mind if it really means something to him. Like if you really think about it, he never really speaks about everything political. Last time he did anything was like 2004. You know what I mean?
He got an album.
So yeah, exactly.
Got an album coming soon too.
Is he coming in that? I was gonna ask that. Is he dropping an album?
Yeah, it's probably like in a month. So like,
It's gonna be interesting what he's gonna do with it.
I'm curious to see what the content will be like.
I think it's gonna be very
I
political.
really don't.
Especially with that beer.
That beard is crazy.
But
But yeah, I mean,
I think I've been tired of the Slim Shady.
and so far,
I just want to see Marshall.
and we're over at 36 hours and no response yet from Donald Trump, which is
So
interesting.
I'll play devil's advocate like this, like I did for the whole NFL. That Jerry Jones shouldn't be imposing what people do with their free will.
Yep.
Neither should Slim Shady. You speak your mind, by all means, because that's your right.
Right.
Yep.
But to say, either me or him, who the fuck are you? You're not my dad. You're not my mom. You're not my kids. You're not paying for me. You weren't there when I was in Iraq. So who the fuck are you? Why does it matter who I choose? You aren't nobody for me to be choosing anyways. You're just a rapper. That's my argument.
See, but for anybody who has that kind of mentality, I think for anybody who has that kind of mentality, I think they're going to have the answer. They're like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to have to choose him then, because obviously I want to choose both, but you don't let me. Then screw you too. Because then
you can choose none. You can be like, I don't like either of you motherfuckers. Deuces.
That's true.
I don't like orange or slim. Orange. Done. But I mean, that's me playing the
No, that's true. That's true.
Like, you shouldn't force people either like that, because that's exactly where we find ourselves. We've had this conversation where
You're causing a divide.
You're causing a divide because you're going. So the far left or right does something. So in order for you to fix it, you go far left the other way. But when you're in a skid, you don't do that because that's just gonna make you flip.
It's two wrongs.
Two wrongs are not gonna. So instead of going all the way to the left or right, bring it back to the middle. Even if that means you have to sacrifice, bring it back to the middle. Gain control.
Everybody needs to understand that
that's
for a good
science
country,
too. So that's never been
for a good country to move forward, it has to have what's called bilateral support when
Yeah.
it comes to any decisions, and that's not happening right now.
Ever. I don't think that's happening in decades.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like bilateral support is a very interesting thing. Like whenever last I think bilateral support that I could think of is whenever there's like a disaster and both Republicans and Democrats both say we pray for you guys. That's bilateral support. But you need to do that during law decision making.
And not
you
just
know what I mean?
not just the lawmakers, the citizens and us, because it only happens. We only come together when we have to save each other from like floods and stuff like that. The rest of the time, we're back at each other's throats.
Yeah, you're on your own.
Exactly.
You stay inside the street.
So let's go to a positive. Let's talk about Comic-Con.
Yeah, because we're running to our time limit.
Hold on,
What?
we can still go to that one.
Here we go. But go ahead. Let's start off. What we have here?
All right, I'm not going to start where this is listed. I'm going to start with Justice League, third trailer.
Wait.
Is that official?
Yes.
What?
Batman?
Yes.
Ooh, that's not a question mark. That's official.
Okay, we'll bring that up then.
All right. So Justice League third
Justice League,
trailer.
third trailer
I was
and
okay with
IG trailer.
I was okay with it.
I didn't expect it to be no.
Yeah,
The second one was the big one.
yeah.
The third one is usually, more footage.
All right,
So
here
it's
we
like,
go. It's like, all right, here we go.
do you give more away, or you just?
I like
I
the
think they
fact,
put more action shots.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
That
I
was-
like the
finishing,
fact that they didn't give anything away. We still don't know what the hell's
And
going
I
on.
think that's why
You know what I mean?
this trailer was gonna
I did like that.
not meant to be, but it was definitely going to be whatever because.
Maybe they learned from Suicide Squad, where if
I
you
think
put too
they
much
definitely
in,
learned from
you
Suicide
might
Squad.
destroy your film.
Well,
because people
BVS, the third trailer they had Doomsday.
Oh, the Doomsday thing?
They had Doomsday. In the third
Remember
trailer.
Batman v Superman? They showed Doomsday. I was like, the moment they showed him, I was like, if you haven't seen it, screw you. You should have seen it. And by that time, I was like, Doomsday's there. Superman's dead. Done. I already need to know. I already know the rest of the
Anybody
movie.
who's ever seen that comic book, collected that series, or stood in hours in lines for as a kid,
Yeah.
knows what happens when
Yeah.
anytime Doomsday
Doomsday's
comes
there.
into the story.
Superman's
This is
dead.
the first
Superman's
time.
dead.
Yeah, at least the first time. Yeah. But yeah, that's so that was like one of those. You guys ruined the whole movie.
So-
That would have been a nice twist, and we would have been like, oh, so I guess it was true. Now let's see what happens. But instead they didn't give us that. This time,
I actually like the Superman. Not really. That's basically the Lois dream. I thought that was actually pretty cool.
I like that.
Because the way to
but
give it
that-
to him without
But
giving
we
it to him.
already know what that means, and somebody's coming back. Like,
I mean,
well,
they didn't show you him back.
yeah, but they don't have to.
It's
like-
like it's an unwritten
No.
rule. We all know he's coming back. We don't want to see it.
Yeah, but
So-
but by them showing
They
us
did a
him,
dream sequence, so
Like-
they technically didn't show us what they
yeah, I think it's kind of like what Rod's trying to say is is he knows that Superman's coming back, but they didn't show him coming out of whatever thing regenerated him.
And you see him in a black suit or however
Yeah, you don't see him in the black suit, which most likely you're gonna see him in a black suit. You know, and then all that other stuff. So that's kind of what you're saying, but I do kind of like how that trailer segued with the whole Superman thing, just to add how much, I guess, Lois cared for him more than he cared for her.
Now, one of you mentioned, I don't know who it was, before we started rolling, that maybe the reason that they didn't show anything because they don't want to show you how bad the film is. Like, if they add anything else to it, you'd be like,
mention
man, they
Well, I read a few days ago, might have been a week ago, on Twitter, because I follow a couple of people who are fortunate enough to get reviews on it. That embargo for Justice League reviews is like around release date or after. So
now, if anybody knows,
meanwhile, Thor Ragnarok, I think lists next week. The official review lists next week, but people were already able to tweet like their reaction. Everybody was like,
yeah,
that's Thor.
See, this is the thing about it. Is like whenever in the movie industry, if there's ever a critics embargo for the day of release or the day after release,
it's a bad sign.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah.
That just means that the movie is okay at best, and they don't want the critics to destroy it before the movie comes out, so they lose money.
Yeah,
wait, what movie got destroyed this year? There was a movie that got destroyed this year, just for critics review. And then what?
I remember hearing about it. Oh, Valerian.
No, that just got destroyed off its own. Like,
No,
that was a whole different thing. It got destroyed off its own succulence. That's a completely different thing.
That's the one I remember.
Yeah,
Valerian, you know what's funny?
I'm trying to.
That was of its own demise, my friends.
What was it? I'm trying. No, it wasn't
It was recent. It was something else. Yeah, because some of the Hollywood directors came out against how Rotten Tomatoes is actually ruining films because it's not really giving it a true critics review.
Yeah, but Rotten Tomatoes are a bunch of critics.
Yeah.
Right?
Nah, and amateur critics.
It's not one person.
No,
it's not like their
it's
own.
everybody.
Yeah, it's a bunch of people.
But see, the thing with me is like, all right, we're gonna go into like critics' rights and Siskel
Critics
and
have
Ebert,
no rights.
Siskel and Ebert, right? One of my favorite reviews of Siskel and Ebert is when they reviewed Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Sleeping in Seattle.
No, but have you seen
Full Metal Jacket?
the review of it?
No.
It's what makes them great. What I always thought them as being
dead though.
they're both gone. Yeah,
They're both gone?
yeah, they're both
Oh, yeah,
gone.
that's right.
But what made them awesome was the fact that they both did not agree with it. One of them, it was a thumbs up, thumbs down movie. You know what I mean? And the reason for it is that one of them thought it was a great depiction of war. One of them said it was rehashed. I think it was Siskel that said it was rehashed.
Every film in history is rehashed.
Yeah, nutshell version of it. It's very true. But whenever if you watch those two critics who know the art of film argue about the context and the merits of the film, you start to get a better idea if the film is going to be good or not. And that's kind of like at the end of it, even though it got a thumbs up, thumbs down, but just by watching them argue about it, you could be like, wow, you know what? It's probably a good movie. I should go see it. And for me, one of the best war movies ever made.
But see, now they don't do reviews like that where
No,
they sit down
and I think they
and
should.
debate, because all you hear is one guy's
you got
opinion. You be like, yeah, homie said it was good. I'm gonna go with homie.
Yeah.
Homie might not know it. He might have actually gone to review. He might have snuck out to be with his mistress and said he went to review. Head up his boy. Hey, you went to see it, right? It was
good.
Word, I got you. Hey guys, go see this movie because it was great.
Yeah,
know that?
that's it.
But when you see both of them arguing, you know they ain't sneak out. They
Right.
went to
Oh
see
man,
the movie.
dude, they went into specific details, specific scenes.
Exactly.
And
that's another reason they don't do it anymore, because they used to go really specific.
Yeah.
In which nowadays you might ruin somebody's film if you get
Right.
too specific.
Well, they try not to like.
I don't think they would spoil it.
No, they were not-
But
they
they're
were
more
not-
detailed. They probably talk about.
Yeah. And they were talking about a lot of stuff like film wise. Like, this is why it's a good film. This is like the way this was shot, the way this scene was, and they really went into that. And that's the thing with like the critics nowadays. Critics nowadays like it sucks. It's good. That's it. That's it. You know what I mean?
All the critics are on YouTube, right? More or less.
Yeah, but there's none that's actually that. I mean, Jeffrey Lyons is the only one I can think of that's still around. Yeah.
What about the dude with the mustache?
What was his name? Do
The
you
bow
remember
tie.
that?
Cisco and Ebert?
No.
Like Groucho Marx.
He looked like a Groucho Marx. They even parodied him on like Family Guy or something. You know what I'm talking about? Remember that?
Yeah.
God, I'm trying now. This is gonna bother me. We're gonna have to look it up. Yeah.
All right, so we're moving on.
But
So,
Star Wars.
Star Wars,
Star Wars.
greatest last trailer ever.
That's the last one.
The movie comes out in December, my friend.
Yeah, but that's not the second one.
That was the second trailer.
Yeah, it's the second.
No.
Yeah.
First trailer was
First was a teaser,
about
right?
6 months ago. Yeah.
First was a
It was the
teaser.
I think
second-
is this the second trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greatest second
Goes to
trailer
show you,
ever.
goes to show you how impactful the first one was. This trailer really
Yeah,
smacked
you still
the
got
hell out of it.
time.
Yeah, this one really showed you what's going to happen.
Yo,
It's
this one
it gave
was-
you,
If you
it
do not
prepared
want to see
you.
this movie after this trailer, you're just saying into it.
Yeah.
None.
Yo, seriously. Seriously. You know, but let me put it this way. I showed this trailer to Sylvia, and she goes, I have to watch episodes 5 and 6. We have to see what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
she was like, damn. Like, my wife is not the biggest Star Wars fan. God bless her, she's trying because of me. Like,
No,
she's making
I'm
that
pretty sure
effort.
there's a-
God bless her for
But I'm
that.
pretty sure there's a genuine interest as well.
Yeah, but this
Now,
is the thing.
yeah, now
This
it
is the
is.
thing. When I tried to get her on, I was like, I don't want to start you off with like episode 1 and 2 because no. I'll start you off with
Yeah.
episode 3. I'll give you the nutshell of what happened in 1 and 2. So I started her off with episode 3.
I started with 4 or 5.
No, you know what? I think
Six,
episode
I think.
3
Well,
was
because
good.
it's like it's there.
Yeah.
Well,
That's,
well,
that's the
if you haven't
foundation.
started-
Yeah.
No, the one dynamic that I did like about the prequel, and this is like really going out far fetched here. The prequel changed the story of the original trilogy from Luke trying to redeem his father to his father trying to redeem himself. You gotta get what I'm saying? That's
Good point,
the
yeah.
one thing the prequel got that I'm like, all right, I have to give you credit for that one. But you don't need to see episode 1 and 2 for that. You only need to see episode 3. So I showed Sylvia episode 3. She was like, holy crap. She never knew the story of Darth Vader. She never knew like how he became. When she saw that, she was like, oh my god. Then she saw episode 4. Cool. She got to the beginning of episode 5, and just because life and kids, we just didn't get a chance, we had to stop it. But she's like, yo, I have to go back to see that. Because she saw the Battle of Hoth. Like that, you know, at the beginning. And so I'm like, all right, now you got to see the rest of it. But now she's seen these, and she's like, yeah. I don't know. We need babysitters. Call babysitters stat.
Yeah, we're trying to
You
figure
know?
the same way for that, Thor, and Justice League. And
Yeah.
and each other.
Well, yeah.
You gotta catch your early show sometimes.
You know what? It'll have to be like you're gonna have to take a day off and be on a day where you drop the baby off at the
Daycare.
and then you just go. It's gonna have to be something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome. If you haven't seen it, what the hell's wrong with you?
It's a great trailer.
Great
Yeah,
trailer.
it is a great trailer. Just in general, like
Yeah.
it's a great trailer. You know, and that's the thing. There's even trailer awards, isn't there?
I don't know. if they
Check it.
are.
I'm pretty
Must
sure
be-
there's
We're pretty
must be
sure
an
there-
online
I'm pretty
thing.
sure there
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, do they hold any merit?
No, of course not.
So also at the end of the month, the return of the Walking Dead comes back to the world. Right? It's at the end of the month. October?
Yeah, October. Yeah.
Wait, Walking Dead crossover?
Yeah.
Fear
So
the Walking Dead and the Walking Dead.
they're gonna,
have a crossover.
they're gonna have a connection. A character.
A sort of connect cross.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I doubt
They,
it'll
the
be.
world's touched. They do
Yeah,
the
the world's-
God and man thing where they go like this.
Just a little bit.
But Fear the Walking Dead is like
Yeah, they're in LA, isn't it? Or something?
no, but it's
They moved
like
down.
immediate. It's after the outbreak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walking Dead is like.
Long after that.
Deep after.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm
They-
like,
they
what
established
minor
it.
character are they gonna show? Because I mean, they're gonna have a big. You can't do Rick because he's in a coma.
Right.
So I'm like, what other character are you gonna put to intertwine?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
for those of you
and
who
the
care,
trailer,
I know
yeah.
a lot of people come.
I guess for nostalgia everywhere, Batman the Animated Series is coming to
the
Blu-ray.
entire series is coming.
Damn right.
I gotta get this.
And we're gonna get it for your review, so stand by. Right?
Yeah, you know what the thing is?
I ain't got no
If
clout.
if there's anybody who has not seen Batman the Animated Series, it really was revolutionary. It really is a great TV show.
The crazy thing about it, it does not a substitute. You should still get the Blu-ray. But in the if you have an Xbox, there's an app called Batman Movies or something that has all the animated series.
Really.
All of them. From him with Scooby Doo to
Mask of the
the
Phantasm?
most the movie, not
Okay. The show?
the show. Mask of the Phantasm.
People slept on, bro.
Very underrated.
Yes.
Because the story was.
Matter of fact, Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up if I remember right. That was another one.
You saw it, right? You never saw
Mask
Mask of the Phantasm?
It's
It
good.
was the first animated movie, Batman
Batman
animated movie.
It was
Based off of the
It was
animated
good.
series.
It was good.
And
It was really good. But see, this is the thing. Like
it's funny, you didn't see her again. You didn't see her again until
Super
Justice League Unlimited epilogue.
Yeah.
Batman.
So there was a. I'm pretty sure it was the episode Heart of Ice that won an Emmy, a daytime Emmy for like best short or best film or
Yes.
something like that.
Batman animated
It was-
series changed a lot of things in the comic book. The Heart of Ice.
Yeah.
They took that and officially changed that to Mrs. Freeze's origin.
Yes, because it wasn't like that
before.
Really?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Harley Quinn debuted in the
She
cartoon.
didn't exist in
She
the
didn't
comics.
exist in the comic books.
She created specifically for that show, and
They also Clayface story also changed.
yeah.
Clayface, yeah.
Clayface story
Yeah.
in the cartoon became canon in the comic books because of the cartoon, and that was a cartoon that was drawn on black paper, not white, to give it all the shadows. They actually colored in the faces because everything was black.
You know,
That's why it was so dark.
You know, Clayface is a good guy right now.
Yes, he's actually part of Justice League or something right now, right?
Yeah, Batman Squad.
Yeah.
He's part of Bat Family.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like, listen, if you haven't seen it,
It's a good show.
it's a
It was
really
always weird.
good
I'm like,
show.
why is this like 1930s gangster
Yo,
vibe?
it's really
but I
dark.
still loved it.
It's really dark. Some of it is really dark, dude.
I remember that. That was amazing when it came out.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. It definitely is part of my childhood, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's a rush home to go.
yeah, so FYI, if it's out on Blu-ray, damn it, everyone get it. What's this Movies Anywhere thing?
That was announced this morning, so that's
Yeah.
pretty much.
Is it literally Movies Anywhere?
No,
Yes.
no. Is it really?
It's like kind of like a universal version of Ultraviolet with all of the studios involved.
Get the hell out of here, really?
Blu-ray or?
That's why I sent y'all the link, because I didn't have time to read it.
I have time to read it. Wait, hold up. You just sent me the link right when the show started. What are you talking about? Handle it.
Well, I was actually working though.
Oh, he was working.
So we're gonna play this information. So while they do that, I'm gonna touch on my very important topic of the day, which is DJI has released a new camera for
the
their Aspire 2
Aspire,
drone.
yeah,
It is.
The Aspire's the big one, right?
Yeah.
The Aspire's the one above the Phantom 4.
Way above.
Yeah, that's
no,
the,
they have a bigger one though.
Well, they have the
yeah, but
bigger,
the Aspire
bigger one for
is
like
the $5,000, $6,000 one. Am I thinking
No,
right?
it's not even that expensive.
No,
I think it's
it's like-
20. No.
no.
Is it
So
26?
with if you get the older version, the Inspire with the X5 head or whatever,
Mhm.
you're probably looking like a
I'm about to pull
24,
up that.
27, something like
I
that.
got an email for
But
that.
it's the new one, the new head, the 7 that just came out.
But
That's
it's for
what,
Zen Muse, right?
Zemu's 7, right? And it's just the head. It's not the actual Inspire drone. It's just the
What?
gimbal head.
How the hell did they do this? I'm sorry, we'll talk about that in a minute, but like,
Oh yeah.
we'll talk about this in a minute, but
together.
yeah, okay, we'll talk
So,
about that in a
it's
second.
The
Hold on.
Zen Muse X7. So it's the world's first Super 35 digital film camera
Yes.
optimized for professional aerial cinematography.
35 millimeter.
Yeah.
No. So
30.
it's interchangeable.
Super 35.
Super 35 sensor lens, interchangeable lens mount,
14 stops of dynamic range.
14 stops of dynamic range. They, if you watch their
6K,
video,
Hold on, stop right there.
if you watch their video, they paired it up with an Arri Alexa Mini, and you can't tell the difference. Yeah.
2.7K at 59 frames a second.
Yeah, this is for the big boys. This is literally
This is
for
not.
the big boys.
This is for like a movie.
Yeah,
These are
this
for
this
movies,
is not
yeah.
consumer.
I mean, you can
You
buy
can
it
if you have-
if you can afford it.
Because this one's a little bit more expensive. Because not only do you have to buy just the Inspire 2 if you
Yeah.
already had Inspire 2,
you got to buy the mount, right?
you got to buy the actual 7, which is a couple grand, right? Because they have in there
27.
27.
The camera is 27.
The camera's 27. Each individual lens, because there's sets of 4.
Yeah, 16, 24, 35,
35 and a 50. And they're all about $1,200 a piece.
Dude,
But you can buy all
Lens.
4 for 4,300.
For 4,300. So that
50.
starts adding up. So that's 3 plus 7 plus about it's under 10 grand for the whole set if you wanted to get the drone, the Inspire 2 with the 7, which is the X7, which is the camera, and then the 4 lenses. It's high end, super high. The other thing you have to understand, the format that this records on is super high. It's like one of the format options they have in there records like 2 gigabytes per second. So that means it is gonna eat up a ton of media really fast.
Yeah, so DJI, the Inspire 2 is like
Yeah, this is
like 6,200.
this is the kind of equipment that if
So,
you
yeah,
buy
like 10
it,
grand.
you can't just buy the equipment because you also have to have a good computer to keep up with it. Cause it's
And
not-
memory cards, you're gonna have to definitely go high end.
Yo, imagine how many memory cards that thing will eat up.
There's one.
Insane.
It's literally, if you do the I think it's a 6K or one of those settings at RAW, because it shoots RAW, is literally 2 gigs per second of
Yeah.
information. But you watch the videos, and I'm telling you, you can't tell that.
Those are those kind of. See, this is why I'm saying this is a commercial use drone.
Yeah,
from
this
the sound
is
side.
not for this isn't like the Spark
No.
or the Mavic or anybody can
this,
learn.
This is the kind of stuff that like this is the kind of equipment that you're gonna use for one specific shot that's gonna last 10 seconds. Land the damn thing. Let's load it and let's do it again.
And this is usually
It's
a
really that kind of
two-operator
situation.
kind of. I mean, you can do a single operator, but for most times, this is a two-operator kind of setup where one operator is just flying the drone, the other operator is actually in charge of the camera head.
Yeah.
So this is more of a team effort
Just
kind
FYI.
of a thing. Yeah.
The thing about drones in the consumer world is that everybody wants it as easy as possible. You know, collision detection and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like nowadays.
No, we crashed. Well, I'm sorry. I crashed.
No, we crashed.
I
the
try
drone
not to
once.
bring that story up to embarrass you that often, man.
I mean,
We crashed a drone once.
You crashed a drone on
That's
first
why I
try.
think we never got another drone to test since then.
But nobody else has either. None of my
yeah.
other colleagues either, so it's not just us.
Okay, so
So you know what?
Because we crashed the drone.
The actual question
our
is
bad.
how many colleagues crashed their drones? That's what it really
I'm not the only one. Somebody, whoever reviewed it for Gizmodo, they crashed it too.
Yeah.
Gizmodo crashed it too? Okay, now you feel better.
It's,
don't you?
yeah.
No, I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. It was my fault. Like, we were in a nice area. I think we moved to, like, a worse area.
The worst area, and then through. But
He's like, it looks like you're good at flying it at an open field. Let's put it inside a building and see if you can go
Yeah,
down
we
the
had
hallway.
to, nah, I mean, we tried several places to get this thing to work, though.
Yeah,
We
it was
were in a
really hard
park,
at first.
And
It
the
was
thing
really
would not
hard.
connect. And
It
by
would
the time
not
we got to connect,
it was the
battery
battery
was
drain. 'Cause this is when they first, I think I'm not gonna say which
It sounds
phone it
like-
was, but when it first came out, it had a lot of
the
low.
Phantom 4.
Yeah.
Damn!
It was the first Phantom
No,
4.
it's great,
Not the
but-
Pro, not
You
the
guys
Plus,
never get
whatever.
back,
But
but
the
it
first Phantom 4.
It was before
very
retailers
first one,
had it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
before
like it was
retailers
early
had it.
on. So hey,
Early on, nobody
fuck.
really knew what was going on with it, and nobody we thought that 16-minute battery life was that's a guesstimate. No, it literally died really quickly, and we can't even get off the ground because they had the GPS and they're like, you can't
I'm
fly in
really
this
glad.
zone. And
I'm
they're
really
like,
glad I
okay.
wasn't there for that.
Which
And
one?
we
Those
checked
are
up
two
on-
different occasions.
When
We
you
did two
crash-
attempts. One attempt that we climbed the mountain.
Yeah, we pretty much went hiking.
We hiking to climb because
Not
we
on
wanted to get a
purpose.
valley, like the shot of the valley and
Yeah,
trees and
yeah,
everything,
yeah,
and
yeah.
rivers.
Yeah, we
And
went up
we
to
got
Elite.
up there,
I know what you're talking
and because there was no signal or GPS signal, I can't.
You went to a place where the satellites on Earth couldn't find you. That's
At
literally
the
what you
time,
said.
now I'm sure that they can. At the time, they couldn't.
Oh
so,
my God. So yes, that's
So that was our
The
issue.
second time with Eastside Park.
exactly.
And,
So
and then it was too much ghetto.
you guys are nuts. So yeah, I mean, the nutshell version is it is a commercial one. I mean, will we try to get one? Hopefully, will we
I
get
mean,
one?
it worked,
Probably
but
not,
Yeah.
but the camera didn't work.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much anything. Wait, oh, the movie. You would touch on the movie thing.
Guess
Oh,
what?
movie everywhere.
What do you do with your phone? That's what
Well, we said it. We said it's embargoed. I'm trying to like not show it up.
And now you're just like the camera's
You were
literally
talking
holding
about
the
it.
camera, moving it.
You didn't have to say anything. You just
Exactly.
could have been moving and nobody would have known the difference.
Okay.
Tell me so.
And-
All right, so
God.
well, I didn't figure this out. Yes,
No,
check out
yeah,
the videos
it sounds
on
crazy.
the DJI website. Check them out. Yeah, there's a very professional team, very well put together. You can't tell it Alexa, which is a very high-end professional camera, or from the drone, which goes to tell you the amount of technology and advanced research that
I gotta do some
DJI has
write-ups,
put
some
onto this.
behind.
But yeah,
Working on
really
reviews.
nice. All right, guys,
So,
movie everywhere. What's
This
that
is
about?
this is what it looks like. There's something called moviesanywhere.com, and it looks like 20th Century Fox, Sony Pictures, Universal, Disney, and Warner
Ooh, I
Brothers
love Warner Bros.
decided to say, "Yo, screw this. People are staying with you guys or with this one because they're only purchasing movies here and there, and they can't really, you know, the cloud services that they have access to is too confusing. Let's give them one spot, so they could all just come here and do their thing."
What's the price?
I'm trying. It looks like it's free from no subscription, free ever. Create a free account with movies anywhere. You only pay for the movies you purchase,
Oh, you have to purchase them.
which
Yeah.
means yes.
It's
But
like
let's say you
mobile.
purchase on
Oh,
iTunes,
okay.
but
But
it
it's
lets
good
you
though, 'cause it
sync.
works with
It lets
all
you
the
sync
things, so
in
that's why
iTunes.
it's
It
good.
lets you sync your Google Play, your iTunes,
So
your
it's like-
Amazon.
Yeah, so
Right,
it's like
yeah.
ultraviolet for all the companies.
So, for all companies. So my question is, does that mean that they're gonna change now when you buy a Blu-ray with the digital code? Well, they have a digital code specifically for this site. So if I wanted to,
Well, I don't know because they just this press release went up at 12:01 a.m. this
So
morning.
we gotta do some
yesterday
research.
morning.
We honestly don't know. We
It's
honestly
gonna
don't
be
know.
fairly,
it would be cool if it did, cause then
fairly new, but it
Cause
should be.
cause I mean,
And it looks like it's also downloadable on Google Play, App Store, Amazon, Apple TV, Android, Roku, Kindle Fire, Amazon Fire TV, and Chromecast. They're all brought.
they had
set
me
up
at Roku, so I was good.
But see, it's crazy that they finally decided that, and I kind of agree with it because people purchase movies on iPhone, iTunes, Google Play, and Lord knows I have movies I purchased on Amazon. So for it to be in one location where I could literally see the movies that I have on my iTunes or on my Google Play and Amazon in one location, that's good for me. It's one less step.
Now, is this like their version of Pornhub?
Right.
Pornhub.
You know what's the funny part?
That is probably an
Accurate
good,
statement.
accurate.
No, you saw me here. I'm like.
I just like, did he say porn? Okay.
He did say
I thought
porn.
you were talking about something else. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, no, just, you know?
Yeah, it's like a one-stop shop aggregator or shit.
Yeah,
Nice.
but it's a personal aggregator with the movies that you personally purchased, and you can also purchase movies.
But you
that-
can't rent a few. You had to purchase.
I think it's purchased.
Okay.
I think
I mean,
it's purchased.
that's fine.
Yeah,
But it's good. Imagine like
with the rent.
just think of it this way: it's a cloud service where you can watch your movies from all different sources that you
Yeah,
purchase.
so if you have several, because I got tons of Google.
It's kind of like, let's say, like I'm thinking of an example.
And that's just movies, not TV shows?
I'm not sure yet. Probably TV shows too. But this is the things that I'm seeing where it's useful. Like let's say you have movies in multiple places, but you're also a traveler, right? Instead of actually opening 4 apps so you could watch a movie on iTunes, then go to the next one on Google Play, you could just go to one and go boop, 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 and that's it.
That reminds me, remember Columbia House? We used to order your records?
Oh my
I
God.
don't know if you guys know this, because he's really old. So what happens
He's
is
really old, so
there was
you
a
bring it
service
up.
system where you used to sign up for, and they would send you a CD once a week or once a month, whatever.
It was
depending.
was it
start
monthly?
off. If I'm correct, start off it was like something wild, like
99
6
cents
cents.
or
Or,
something.
no, all right, 99 cent by the time they went 99 cent for like 9 CDs.
Yeah.
And then after that,
Oh, yeah,
you
five something,
you would
and
pay
then
something
go,
wild. A lot of people, like I did, they would just get that first initial
Cancel the
order,
order.
cancel.
Done.
Or-
See,
or
yeah,
go collection.
Columbia House was
Young, you can do shit.
Columbia House was bad. Columbia House was
Addicting, bro.
yeah, it was before the era of digital downloads,
Yeah.
and you would get the catalog. Remember the catalog that had everything, and you
Everything. Literally, you went from country to jazz
It
to hip
was-
hop to rap to West Coast.
That's how I acquired
Everything.
a big chunk of my CD collection.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Didn't know that.
I mean, I bought CDs a lot though. Like I was.
Yeah,
Every
those
time
were
new
the
albums
days.
come out, I was just buying. Who's this? Oh, they got a cool single. I'll try it. You know, when you're young, you ain't got no responsibility.
Exactly.
Most of
But
it's been-
yeah, so I guess movies anyway is gonna be something we're gonna end up trying.
Yep.
I already see it happening. So we'll see what happens. And I guess next week we're gonna definitely follow up on what happened with Dallas. And I don't know if there's any more news we're gonna
Maybe
see.
we'll have maybe this will
We'll definitely, hopefully that'll be working.
That was my bad. I forgot we were doing this today, and I didn't bring the
It was
XLR camera.
completely your fault.
Completely your fault.
I didn't point blame. I'm just saying that.
Don't worry, I'll point blame for you.
I just want to let people know that this is also for show. So if I sound like, hey, shouldn't
It's
this audio
still
sound a
sharing
little
my
bit better?
mic.
Shouldn't he sound incredible? No. man.
Next week we'll have 3 independent mics for poppers, and
I don't know about Popper.
Damn,
I'll have a popper for mine. I don't know about the guys.
Ain't got money
No,
for Popper?
one thing
I
at a
have
time.
one.
No, I'm looking for
What?
a mic made of gold, and then I'll be happy.
This guy.
It
Buy
exists.
gold mic.
It exists.
Or just spray paint it.
There you go. And that's that one.
There you go.
All right, guys, I think that's it. We're wrapped.
Yep.
Fellas, until next time, thank you for tuning into the Tech Guy Some Guy podcast. My name is Carlos,
Rod.
and
Omar.
I guess we'll talk to you guys later next week. Later. Peace.